Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today working on the 2004 Polaris Ranger 6x6. I should have shut that door. A lot of glare coming in there, but anyway, not going to do a lot of videoing on this, but I got new bushings for the rear suspension. They're pretty much, I think every bushing is this one right here. They're just like a hard plastic. When I did my independent suspension conversion back there, actually I just reused the bushings that came with all the stuff, and I see a lot of them have broken and there's pieces missing out of them. So I'm chasing down a noise. I think it's in the middle axle, but I see the rear axle is looking pretty bad, so I'm gonna do them too. It's not difficult. I don't know if I'm even going to video much of this. You just unbolt your suspension pieces and put in new. I may end up painting them control arms before I throw it back together. Maybe they look pretty bad, but anyway, it's just some bolts. It's nothing. It's not as complicated as the middle axle with that weird bushing, that weird lower control arm. I just did a video on that, but it's pretty basic. This is very simple on these. You know, you got just bolts. They go all the way through. Unbolt. Same here. Bolt goes all the way through. Just unbolt it. I'm gonna have to do this. The shock. This bolt. This bolt. This bolt. That bolt. And there's two on the other side there. Same as right here. And yeah, it should be pretty simple to get this off. So I'm gonna get to it, and like I said, I need to paint that because that looks horrible. So I'm probably gonna do that. So I'm gonna get these torn apart. Okay, so it's time for new bushings on here. I'm gonna get you a look at the. Yeah, you see all that play? That's actually from these lower bushings. These ones probably ain't bad, but there's chunks missing out of some of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and just replace everything. It needs it. Okay, so just gonna show you a few of these bushings. I'm not gonna show you all of them, but yeah, these things are completely trashed. So I kind of wish I would have got new sleeves too now, but yeah, I guess we'll see. This one up here is even worse. This thing is just falling out. I mean, there ain't nothing. There's nothing left of these bushings. So okay, so the control arm bushings are all the same, but here are I'm not exactly sure the official name for that. The knuckle or the hub holds the bearings. Anyway, there's bushings here too. So just like the control arms, you got to push that steel sleeve out, and then these bushings right here will come out. So probably gonna go sandblast those control arms real quick. Not gonna do a super good job on them. This is just a UTV, but they're kind of rusty, so I'm gonna clean them up, throw a coat of paint on them, get these bushings all replaced, and yeah, we'll see how it feels then. Okay, so I got my bushings replaced there. Again, it's the same as the A-arms. There's a metal sleeve in there. You push out, and then you push your new bushings in. The bottom one has a longer metal sleeve. You can't really get them mixed up. But I've got my A-arms painted here. They're not perfect. I threw them in my sandblaster, but they've got powder coating on them, so it's really hard to get that off. I just mostly hit the rusty areas, and then I kind of ground some of the powder coat that was coming off. And like I said, they're not perfect, but it's a UTV, guys. As soon as I get this outside, they're gonna be dirty. It's just I don't drive on the road much. It's just dirt. So yeah, they're gonna look good enough for what they are. 2004 Ranger. But yeah, that's one thing I don't like about the powder coat. And everyone thinks powder coat's so great, but as soon as you break that powder coat somewhere, or you get it thin and it breaks and it starts getting the corrosion underneath, especially up north here, Wisconsin. I don't think this saw much salt, which is probably why it was in as good a shape as it was. But you start driving the powder coat on our salty roads in the wintertime, you get chips in it, and it's just a mess. It's a real mess. Maybe if you're in California and you never see any salt, maybe the powder coat is awesome, but I never have liked powder coating. If them were just painted steel, I could have threw them in my sandblaster, I could have blasted them clean, and I could have repainted them. But because it's got the powder coat on there, I can't get it all off, so it just kind of makes a mess. But anyway, there's my powder coat rant, I guess. These will be ready tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow afternoon. Get the new bushings in them and slap this thing back together. Okay, so I'm putting a little grease in these before I put the bushings on. I don't think you need to do that, but it'll stop it. Might stop it from squeaking, might stop it from rusting. Put the new bushings in there. Got the sleeves here. Push them in there. Ready to go. Okay guys, so that video of the rear bushings was done quite a while ago. It didn't fix the clunking noise that I was trying to find, but actually I did find the clunk noise. The clunk was actually the shock on the passenger side. It was the shock right here, this shock right here, and I was doing something else and I noticed that this cap was loose and it's kind of wet under there. So I went and found some used shocks for this, and I actually swapped just that one out and the clunk was gone. So 6-7 years of a clunk I couldn't find. Finally I find it. I actually swapped the other shock because the shocks were from a newer machine, so I figured the newer shocks would be better. So yeah, I found the clunk. Guy's pretty sweet now. The only thing is a little bit bittersweet of a video here. It's going to a new owner, so I am selling this thing. My 1500 should be able to handle the back blade and my 3-point and everything real easily. I mean, that thing is a super heavy duty machine, so now that I actually got a real work machine, because this machine was, this is a work machine. It handled that back blade and stuff no problem. Whereas like the 1000 and my 900, the rear suspensions are so soft on those things that that blade just really squatted them. But I think that 1500 is going to handle it probably even better than this 6x6. So I guess, you know, there's no reason to hold on to this. I was going to hold on to it for like a backup machine, but if it's going to sit so much, it's not going to be good for it either. So, yep, it's might be getting picked up today, or I might take it to the new owner. I don't know, we'll see. Trying to get it ready, cleaning it out, cleaning some stuff that the new owner don't need out, and kind of doing some last minute things that need to be done. I need some lock nuts on the bed bolts so they don't come out. I'm gonna have to go get them because I don't have them, but I had the winch going backwards because when I had my snowplow on there, I liked the controller to go up, was up, and down was down, but that was actually backwards, so I had to swap that out. I didn't want someone to have their hands near the winch and someone else running the controller, they hit in and it goes, or they hit out and it goes in. I didn't want an accident to happen, so I swapped that back over, and just a few other small details I'm taking care of before I let the new owner take it, just so they don't have those kind of little odd things that don't make sense. But yep, I guess guys, this is kind of the last video for this thing. Just want to tell everybody about those shocks, because if you're having a similar problem, it took me, like I said, 6-7 years to figure that out, and finally figured it out. So if you got a clunk and you feel like it's in your suspension, I felt like it was in the suspension. I had bushings for my shocks all ordered, thinking that was it, and it was the shock. So guess guys, that's, like I said, this is probably the last video of this thing. I'll see you guys.